Oh my god, oh my god. She's back. What's good, y'all? I am happy to make another one of these. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. So I'm not happy, but I am relieved to be in connection and virtual communion with you guys whenever you are watching this. That does make me happy. So what is good, y'all? It's been almost like, if not almost, it's been a month. A few weeks, definitely, maybe even longer than a month since I plugged back in. Actually, it might be longer because I feel like last time I did a video, it was around my birthday. That's like the 20th of September, maybe a little bit before. And then I had life happening, and I'm one of those people that, two things. If I'm not really feeling it no more, if I'm not feeling the pleasure and the joy of doing something, I will grant myself some space and grace to not do it and do something else and focus on another project or just myself until I feel reinvigorated and inspired to jump back into that thing whenever it is, right? So that is kind of like a mini explanation. And two, I'm sure like all of y'all in some way, we're going through the throes and the trials and tribulations of life, especially with these eclipses that have passed. And so it wasn't anything impacting me directly, thank God. You know, eclipses can bring a whole ton of shit. Like people could be losing their jobs or finding out that they gotta move or breaking up with someone and traca. None of that happened to me, but I am a spiritualist. For those that are new, welcome to my channel. I'm Tatianna Tarot. I'm a spiritualist. I am a priestess. I'm a mom. I'm a business owner. I channel everything that I do. I channel. It's not just these videos, these weekly fortune chronicles, but I channel the work that I do. I channel the way that I mother my child. And as I was talking to my mentor recently in a recent business call, I was explaining to her for this entire month and change how I've been feeling. You know, we check in weekly, so she knows that every week I just have not been feeling naturally my full radiant self. And we hold space for that. This is a big reason why I love her so much, because it's not always go, hustle. In terms of how I establish my business and how I do business, we honor our feelings. We kind of get in tune with what's going on underneath. We either make space for them. We see what's going to come up from that. And then I generally create something from that. And so that is something that she has mentioned, is that when she notices me in these spaces of being Virgo, being distant, disconnecting, unplugging, or going through these like emotional turbulences, so to speak, that she knows it's every time she's seen me do it, is something bigger and better around the horizon. It's a massive upgrade. I've moved, I've upgraded, my income has expanded, something big happens. And so I want to leave you guys with that also, to say that in whatever capacity or way we have been integrating and processing the eclipses, because I think there's just been a lot astrologically besides the eclipses that I am very sensitive to, and I'm sure you guys are sensitive to, and some of us in some ways may actually know fundamentally what's going on underneath in our relationship to the cosmos and how it's affecting us, and some of us may not. And I was in that other sector. Like, I just did not know what was going on. I just felt really just discombobulated, kind of like swimming in the abyss, not finding an island or a rock to rest on, just swimming, not knowing where I was metaphorically. I had a whole epiphany about all types of things, from parenting, love life, past lives, family, friendships, my mission, my role, my calling here in South Africa, and my mission, my role, my calling in general, my business, how I'm going to operate my business, how I'm going to show up, whether or not I still wanted to even do tarot, things that I desired to teach, things that I desired in my life. It was just so much shit going on, and I'm sure you guys can also relate. And so I take that time and I don't rush what source, God, my ancestors, my guides want to reveal to me in that time. I find that sort of incubation period, that sort of gestation period, that sort of period that you don't see where the seed is growing roots, but you know that it's growing roots. You just need to hold space and wait for the roots to appear and the flower to show up. That whole period could be just a mystery to yourself. And so I took this month and change to have a whole energetic recalibration. There was a lot that was revealed to me in my communication with God within me, source within me, in my communication with my ancestors, with my guides, but most importantly, God. And I got clarity after a few weeks. I was like, what was going on? I feel like I'm in a ship. I don't know where we're headed. Everything is just being uprooted emotionally, psychologically, mentally. Physically, I was so exhausted. I wasn't even motivated to go to the gym as consistently as I was. I wasn't even motivated to hardly pull cards for myself, FYI. But I wasn't even motivated to do any sort of investigative, inner explorative work to see, like, why do I feel this way? What's going on with the eclipse that's making me feel this way? After I just surrendered to the process, which was a lot of rest, a lot of, it's okay to rest. It's okay to be lazy. Because I thought I was just being lazy. It'd just be periodic days of me just resting, child. Like, I had to cancel things. I had to just be like, I don't even want to meditate. Like, that's a pretty big thing for me. But it's okay to do that. And so when I trusted and fell into that flow, that's when things started to, messages and downloads started to come to me. And not just downloads in the terms of logical information, like this is why this is happening, but also a lot of timeline shifting. If you guys get my lingo, timeline shifting. I felt like I was going from past life to future life to certain current life to healing things, and like I was like a time walker, and also actual energetic codes and things that I was downloaded that I felt like, okay, I just need to fucking sit back. And that's what God said, just sit your ass down, sit back. It's going to be a little loopy for a little bit, but sit back. You're going through an acceleration process. When you're done, you'll be good, okay? And so I can confidently say that I am towards the end of that acceleration process for whatever warp hole I was thrown into. As I mentioned before, maybe a lot of y'all can relate in conjunction to what's been going on cosmically. But anyway, I have missed connecting with you guys, and I also feel in alignment with giving these Fortune Chronicles again. I did want to say this. I don't want you guys, or the purpose of my work in any sort of format and content, whether it's my courses, whether it's my membership, whether it's these videos, whether it's the funny ass memes or things I post on IG, whether it's the random shit I talk about on Twitter or Threads. I don't want you to take that and forget your own inner sovereignty, forget your own ability and birthright to be able to read yourself for Phil, be able to be your own oracle and your own high priestess in whatever way that means to you, and your gift and your ability to be able to tap into source, God, goddess within you at any time to receive those downloads, to receive those revelations and guidance in your own personal weekly fortune chronicles. If I disappear from the face of the earth, which is very possible, I'm a hermit. If that should ever happen, take at least this guidance on how to do it for yourself, whether it be my free downloads, the free classes that I've given, the free meditations that I've given, the spirit to spirit method that I've shown y'all. Take it and apply it to your own life. And it's not going to really stick until you do it consistently and you regulate it as a part of your own spiritual system, spiritual toolkit, self-care toolkit. Yeah, that's the best way for me to say it. And the reason why I bring this up is because during that time of being in the abyss of the nothingness that was of a month and change, the best thing I could rely on is some of those not self-work. I call it now spirit exercises that I've been doing this whole time. Whether it be the flow of consciousness, whether it be the spirit to spirit, God spot, divine portal, whether it be spiritual baths, right? Cleansings, so on and so forth. That has helped me kind of cope and process and integrate all the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual changes that were going on that I could not logically understand at that time. But in retrospect, you know, that work did help me process and help me get a brighter picture of what was going on. And so I hope it does the same for you, especially in such I'm going to say unpredictable times such as this, such chaotic times. We're in the precipice of like massive change. When are we ever not? But I think you guys will understand what I mean in a deeper way. You know, I can relate to this in terms of like quantum timelines. It seems like we're collectively as humanity is making a huge leap from, are we going to evolve and migrate our way of thinking and being and perceiving and treating the world and treating ourselves and treating each other? Or are we just going to stay in the own timeline and everything just goes to shit, right? It seems like a lot of us have that choice now to level up or stay behind. Hopefully, the work that I provide, the channelings that I share with you, help guide you in making clearer, well-informed decisions for yourself, and in knowing that you do have a personal choice in your own life. If you are watching this, you have the privilege to having a choice. Not everybody does, but so let's move on to this week's Fortune Chronicles, which is so timely because it's the last week of October, moving on to the first week of November. So we are starting off on a clean slate, and we are starting off around the traditional holy days of Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, time, Gede season, okay? So in so many cultures, there is this reverence for those that came before us, whether it be relative to us, related to us ancestrally, or those spiritual beings, guides, elders, leaders that have passed on that we can still revere and honor, right, during this season. So I'm going to do that for this week. We're doing Monday, October 28th, all the way to Sunday, November 3rd. Okay? And so if you're watching this, you want to stay tuned for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus elemental signs. Okay? That will either be earth, fire, water, or air. And I just suggest that you watch it all, to be honest. But if you're feeling like you're short on time, you can watch your prospective Sun, Moon, Rising signs. Okay, so let's get started with fire. I'm feeling fire first. Ooh, honey, I gotta stretch. Okay, fire signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Great Spirit. What do fire signs need to know for this week ahead? Ay. Bueno, we got cards coming out for you. Fire. It's too many. Major arcanas. Hold on, is this even? I mean, yeah, I mean, the deck is shuffled really well. Fire signs, listen up. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. The first card we're coming up upon is the Four of Wands. All right, we have 5 cards fly out. 4 of Wands is the first. And this represents the home. It represents marriages. It represents unions. It represents relationships. It represents an upgrade, okay? When I use the word upgrade, talks about expansion of abundance. Having more of something on a new level that you are capable of receiving, of maintaining, of taking care of. So when it comes to the Four of Wands, it is a highly abundant card. It is a card that is kind of like talking about blessings from God. Also, blessings from your ancestors. In many ways, the Four of Wands can represent a massive breakthrough because it's not just one definition that's coming through here, right? So take notes. Massive breakthrough in your ancestral lineage. You can either be at a point in your life where you are now starting to tap into your gifts, talents, powers, and abilities epigenetically that have been passed down to you ancestrally. That can create great massive abundance in your life. You're tapping into that, or now you have the clarity as to how to go about using these gifts, right? Whether the next steps were revealed to you or a more clearer defined image of your future was revealed to you, there is something that the ancestors are celebrating you for in terms of a massive breakthrough in identity of self and in your relation to the ancestral realm. Could be something like overcoming addictions, overcoming a toxic relationship, overcoming a personal limitation in self that it could be like something as like a mental illness, mental breakthrough, something that has plagued you for some time that also is in relation to your ancestors, right? So maybe somebody has gone through this ancestrally. So there's so many messages coming through, right? So if you guys need to rewind, just rewind to rehear the messages. But I also feel like God, and I lost the message too in explaining that. I also feel like this is I also feel like this is a good week for you to tap into your ancestral lineage, ancestral history, ancestral communication. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we are on the timeline or the week of Halloween, of Dia de los Muertos, of Gede season. In Haitian culture, that deals a lot with the dead. It deals a lot with our ancestors. It deals a lot with the dead around us, spirits that are guiding us in the most benevolent ways, right? And so it is a very celebratory time in general, but this could also be a very potent time to tap into that medicine for yourself. So if you have yet to establish an ancestral altar, or you need to renew your altar, maybe there is a new altar that you're feeling pulled to create, or there is someone on the altar you need to pray to and connect to. You've been thinking about a particular ancestor, or is an ancestor that's very prevalent in your lineage that's coming out to give you messages. That could be it. If there have been any difficulties in relationships, in marriage dynamics, or relationships in general, if there have been difficulties with another person, if been challenges, this could be a time for breakthrough. This could be a time for harmony. This could be a time for unity. This could be a time where you may not necessarily be you guys I don't want to say you guys are not forgiving each other, but it is almost like let bygones be bygones. The issue is now resolved. We can all see this from a higher perspective. I feel like a lot of you fire signs are maturing to see yourselves from a higher perspective, to see the relationships you're involved in from a higher angle versus an egoic one. And so maybe you are coming back into a relationship dynamic, or your marriage could even be a platonic relationship, right? A friendship with new eyes, with a new lens, with a new spirit, a clear spirit, right? Which resurrects the relationship, which brings it anew or gives it more energy, especially if it's fallen off, if you've broken off with somebody. There is the opportunity for reconciliation or bringing life into a relationship in which it bears a lot of fruit, in which it is very abundant, in which there is a purpose here for the unity of you two to be together. That is a thing. This could also be talking about divine union. I don't necessarily pertain to the lingo of not pertain, but I don't necessarily align with the lingo of twin flames and things like that. But there seems to be a more dharmic relationship, a relationship that is not a karmic based, that is not, oh, we need to learn these toxic lessons together and then that's it, we separate. Rather, like, these are relationships that are forming for a higher purpose, for heaven on earth, for a massive healing, even in the ancestral realm. Okay, this Four of Wands could also be renovations in the home, feeling inspired to refreshen the home, getting things out of the home that don't represent the season you're in, that don't represent the energy you're in, or perhaps expanding the home, do-it-yourself projects, moving things in the house to reflect the new energy circulating in there, painting something, buying some things, you know, accepting new gifts in the home. Could be pregnancy, babies, family visiting, could be new spirits entering the home that are benevolent as well. There is blessings coming in through the home. Okay, just stay tuned for whatever form that is going to come through as. Now you might even see a future version, a future vision of what is to go on in your home. Maybe you're getting the longing, the desire to expand your home, because your energy is growing, right? That is good. Healing in the ancestral realm, right? We spoke earlier, me and the spirits spoke earlier about a breakthrough in and some sort of ancestral pattern that you're going to exhibit. This could be massive healing. This could be ancestors that are elevated. This could be ancestors giving you ideas for your next project, ideas that are going to be lucrative for you, or giving you the spirit exercises you need to now be able to receive the desires you have been calling in. The next card that flew out for you, fire signs. So you've got this Temperance card coming out. It's so heavy here with spirit energy. Just give me a second. Every time I start channel and it's like a bunch of spirits, it feels like there's this heavy weight on me. So it's like struggling to breathe and also getting these messages out at the same time at rapid speed before I forget them. So hold on. Temperance is also talking about heavenly guidance. It's talking about celestial guidance. It is talking about spiritual guidance. It is also referring to a particular point in your life where you are either getting out of it or you're in the crux of it right now. It seems like there's this like limbo land, a lack of clarity, or kind of what I had mentioned in the beginning of this video, which I was exhibiting for like a month, is this kind of limbo land is the best way I can say it. It's just like you're in this space of nothingness. You don't know what's gonna appear next. and the past doesn't seem so relevant to you anymore, it's a transformational, alchemical time, meaning that your emotions are shifting. You could be in the process of deep cellular DNA emotional clearing, and it could even be epigenetic, clearing trauma, clearing emotional patterns that were also exhibited from your ancestors, or in relation to family, clearing emotional patterns, traumas, even mental energy in relation to family, in relation to relationships, in relation to yourself, right? We must not forget that the most important relationship we have outside from source is within ourselves, right? And the unity of us being in relationship with self, right? And so I really do think that there is a lot in fluctuation, because there is a lot that is being worked out on many planes of existence for you. You could also be someone else that is also relating to the whole, I'm navigating multiple things on different timelines. I am navigating the multidimensional version of me. And I'm in a space where I know something is going to pop up and clear up for me, but I'm kind of like needing to rest and surrender. That is the Temperance. We are in the process of going from one element onto the next. If you can visualize the periodic table, right? One element onto the next. And in that process, there could be some discomfort, but the discomfort isn't bad. It's just emotionally heavy. It could be in that, maybe that's probably why I was like, when we pulled the Temperance card, it was like, Jesus, it's a lot going on here. Feeling it in my chest. It could be a very emotionally heavy for you guys this week or within this time frame. We are in Scorpio season. They are the rulers of the emotions. So feel the feelings. Don't fight them. Don't even try to hyper-analyze them. I feel like if you set the intentions and want to know what is really going on and what the meaning of these feelings are, they will come up in time. But don't like try to pound it to the ground, okay? You need to surrender. You need to kind of go with the flow, and as much water as you can embrace in your life. That would be good. Water-like activities, whether it's the spiritual baths, you know, I've always been talking about them spiritual baths, child. Consuming lots of water, consuming lots of fresh, nourishing fruits, celery, cucumbers, melons, all types of things. Cool water. Even making your own waters. If you guys are priests in certain African traditions, we make our own waters with the spirits that we have, right? It could be a water for fertility and love. It could be a water for cleansing. It could be a water for dreaming and receiving premonitions and prophecies, so on and so forth. I do get the sense that with the Temperance, you have a lot of spiritual guidance. I'm just going to reinforce that. And it's not just from the ancestral realm. So the Temperance is quite obviously showing an angel, right? And so a lot of us may resonate with angelic forces. A lot of us may be new to angelic forces. And a lot of us may be like, that's not really for me. Nevertheless, there is an alternative spiritual guide coming out here for you. Fire signs that can be of great use and help in the emotional unfolding of this whole situation for you, right? In the emotional becoming, the clearing, the settling into the desires, and the processing. I would say give yourself a lot of grace when it comes to themes of family, working with yourself, other relationships, romantic relationships, marriages, things of the sort. If you're someone that doesn't have any of that shit and you're like, Tatiana, what are you talking about? I don't have relationships. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not married. This could be something that is coming up for you. This could be something that is being worked in your body, in your bodies, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. all your bodies is being worked in channel 2 in preparation for this union that's coming up for you. A lot of you guys were moving on to the Hangman. A lot of you guys are hung up on stories of the past that no longer pertain to you. You're also getting this drama card from this Oracle deck. And originality, which is you need to be the intentional observer of the stories you tell in your mind. Some of you guys are giving, I don't want to say mental illness, but it's mental instability. And that's with the Temperance. Is like we're neither here, not there. You can feel really off balance during this time emotionally. That is okay. Build a sanctuary in your home. Build a temple within yourself. Really nourish your body. Support yourself. Give yourself a lot of grace. Really talk to yourself very lovingly. Read very loving, supportive things. Listen to very loving, supportive things. And also, without judgment, observe what the hell is going on in your mind. What your core computer program is. You know, like the Windows 95, the iMac, whatever processing system, whatever. I'm not a computer person, but y'all know what I'm talking about. What is the running operating system that's running right now? You need to really observe that and maybe just pick one day and be like, I'm going to be very present, okay? For a lot of you guys, it's going to feel like you're bored. But presence is where your power lies. So I'm going to be very present. I'm going to pay attention to how I treat myself while I'm eating, to what I think about, what intrusive thoughts come, what feelings come up when I talk to certain people, when I do certain things, when I look in the mirror, when I relate to my partner, when I'm dealing with finances, when I am dealing with my children or family. Just observe, and after a few days, the pattern should be pretty clear to you on what the operating system is in various aspects of your life. Whether or not you are just beating yourself up to the core when you are looking yourself in the mirror, or you're in the shower, or you're being too hard on yourself as a parent, or you're really having a lot of negative thoughts with finances, or whatever in your relationships. The fundamental core code, the energy code, that is the current operating system of what you are exhibiting at the present moment in various aspects of your life. This is needing to come up, right? So these could be very disturbing or dysregulated and uncomfortable emotions. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's just to observe how you're giving your power away, where you're not being intentional with your life, and what core underlying emotions are really what you're feeling like about certain things. And maybe that is the gap between where you're at and what you want to get, right? If you're feeling really bad or low or unmotivated or just fearful dealing with your finances, that is very important information. And it's telling you where you're at now on this energetic map between boom, where you're at now, where you want to be over here, right? And it will give you information on how to close that gap. This information that you're observing is also telling you the core minimum of what you're accepting in your life, because you are living it. Therefore, it is the core minimum right now. So maybe certain people's minimums is, I'm only making $5,000 a month. Maybe other people's minimums is obviously making 6 figures a month, making 7 figures a month, right? How do we get there? It's all about energy. It's all about frequency. It's all about regulating our internal emotions, and also living from a space where we feel worthy and deserving of having these things that we desire, but also actively working towards that internally. as you raise your minimum standard. So this can also apply to other areas in your life outside of finances. It could apply to a minimum standard in your relationships, a minimum standard in romance, a minimum standard in community, in your career, in your health, and in your physical appearance, right? How you are showing up internally and externally. It's always giving you information on what your minimum your minimum operating system is right now, what you are accepting as the core minimum. So hopefully that will ping something in your brain and make you want to receive this next level that is coming to you rapid speed, right? Because there is this up leveling, this next level, and the guides are trying to tell you, the ancestors are trying to tell you it's coming through. There is a component to you guys that is resisting it through playing through old trauma, old drama, right? It's like an old story you keep telling yourself. And it's like, that's why you're still in the same predicament as you was like 7 years ago. That's why this area of your life is not getting any better, honey. That's why your finances are not changing, because you're still on this same old merry-go-round. And it's time to drop that. It's time to surrender. The wild thing is that a lot of you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. You know what it is. I think this week is about revealing that. Being the critical observer. Not critical as a judgmental, but just being like, oh, I didn't even know there's a little bug in my system. I need to clear out that bug. Like, that's not me. That's not who I am. Like, I can't believe I was thinking about that all the time and I get into this. No, that's not me. That's probably my mom. Like, she used to say that when I was a kid. That's not me. That's not my energy. I'm not going to accept that. This is a new thought. This is a new energy I want to embody. This is my new desire. This is my new thought. And I'm just going to be conscious to insert that thought whenever I can. And if I catch myself slipping, that's okay. I'm going to give myself some grace. And I'm going to jump right back on board to thinking that new thought, to embodying that new energy. Right? We see this with the World card. It is a massive leveling up. It is also the last major arcana card. It is a closing of several chapters, a clearing of karmic patterns and lessons that we've had to learn in order for us to get the reward, an evolutionary phase that gets us prepared for whatever next chapter it is in our lives. For you guys, I think it's just more than relationships and family, sacred union. I think it's finances. I think it's purpose. I think it's health. I think it's physicality. So fire signs, I mean, you guys came out hot with like, it's almost 30 fucking minutes in this goddamn reading just for fire signs. I'm sorry for the rest of you signs, because I'm definitely not spending 30 minutes on each and every other sign. Fire signs, you guys need to hear this, right? And so the world is a time of like spiritual graduation. It is a time of massive revelations for yourself and maybe even for the world that you're in. You're just like, I see this in a new light. I see how I've been behaving. I see the drama that I've been actively participating in and entertaining and allowing as my bare minimum. I no longer want that as my bare minimum. You know what I want as my bare minimum? Peace, wealth, luxury, aligned love. How about we embrace that? And that's when you step into your magician bag. That's when you're like, okay, I'm going to be working with source up here. We're going to be working together. And whether that's through journaling, whether that is through prayer, whether that is through meditation, whether that's through the free flow of consciousness, whether that's through ritual, whether that's through your own self, whatever method, a method that you come up with yourself in co-creating with source is going to get done. It is a very, very powerful, potent month for you guys. I know I'm reading for the week. I got to say, this is a powerful, important month for you guys. We cannot ignore that it is Scorpio season. Scorpio, the animal, what is it, an insect? It's an animal. Is it an insect? I don't know. Somebody let me know down below. It's kind of like both. I don't know. But nevertheless, the metaphor in the Scorpio is kind of really a creature that lives underground. They're not really trying to come out and attack people. But if you fuck with the Scorpion, they're going to have to attack people. But anyway, going under the ground is also representative of diving into our own personal shadows. Being comfortable with our darkness. Not so much where we're allowing the darkness to thrive and permeate, but so much that we are one with the darkness that we can kind of see ourselves in the dark. We know why we behave in such ways in the dark. And we know how to come out of the dark. You know, we're not going to just be living in the light 24/7. That's just not life, right? But we are going to learn how to navigate and be our own spiritual masters, so that if we find ourselves plunging into the abyss of nothingness, we know how to get clarity as to why we got there, what it's teaching us, and how we can come back out to the light again, right? And sometimes you need that little stinger so that you let people know you're not the one to be messed with, right? Because as much as we can embrace our shadows, these are where our gifts and our light lies often, right? It's in the shadow, in the darkness. The areas that we don't want to reflect on are actually containing massive power for us. So during this Scorpio season, it is a time to go within. It is a time to reflect on your ego. It's a time to transcend. It's a time to work with source and get into your magic bag and be your own magician and create your own reality. What is your new core minimum? Energetic minimum in every area of your life. What is the standard minimum you've been operating on? And what is the next level looking up for you? This is what I mean by up leveling. The next chapter, the next core minimum that you will receive. And as I said before, some people's core minimums is just the bottom of the barrel, no judgment. And some people core minimums is just thriving, living with no drama, accepting what comes, finances thriving, personal life thriving, yaka yaka. All right, let's move on to water. Okay, water sign, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Your reading for this week. Water sign, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Your message for this week, Great Spirit. What do you want water signs to know? We are pulling this out. Oh God, is everyone going through it relationship wise? Hi, yeah. All right. What we got coming out for you guys? Three of Swords. Three of Swords. What this is giving is releasing, what is that word called when you hate somebody and you, not like you hate, resentment. Releasing resentment. What is interesting is that this is a very potent time. What the kids say, this is like a portal. This is a potent time. And here's the card so that you guys can look at it. It is a potent time showing us where we are feeling defeated, feeling like we can't really get what we want, or what we want isn't here and we're tired of waiting for it. And along with other energies, like things that were not fully processed that you thought were processed. Releasing resentment, especially when you want some sort of resolution and it's not coming. Three of Swords is like the mind attacking the heart and the soul. Like your mind cannot be at peace because you're operating in some sort of control freak. You need to find the solution to something. You want to receive something. You think you need to be somewhere where you're currently not, and it's causing some sort of internal conflict. It's causing resistance. This may also show up as resentment to people, places, things of the past. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And the process of letting that go. So I feel like a lot of these deep wounds, these deep, and there might be mirrors, right? There might be mirrors to that. You might see people in your life, friends, family, shows, music that are now bringing things up that is like, yo, why? I thought I freaking dealt with this. Or I tried to ignore this, but actually it's coming back up again, right? And so pay attention to the mirrors and triggers and see what that is informing you in terms of what you've been resisting with your own inner work, what you've been resisting in terms of letting go or processing, and find a way to just give it to source or give it to your ancestors for them to handle. Because I don't think this is the time for you to get into super sleuth mode and let me calculate this and this and this. No, I really do feel like this is a time to exhibit more grace and, in a way, embody more of the divine feminine, where you're just receiving the healing. You don't actually have to be an active participant as your own healer. I feel like there are cosmic forces bigger than you, again, whether it's God, source goddess, whatever you want to call it, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, that are actually going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I think you just need to realize, like, I'm in a space where this is coming up. There's still resentment towards this person. I don't know how to move past this situation. I don't know how to resolve this. I would desire a new perspective on this. I would desire a solution that is harmonious to all and move on from it. But I'm giving it to you guys because I can't. When it shows too much mental strain, over analyzation, you really can't get a solution when you're so embedded in the problem. Water signs. And again, you might not feel like you have a problem, but there could be something coming up emotionally or mentally that your mind can't get off of, or you're picking up. This can also represent somebody that is sending you energy and not intentionally. Could be a bind, a tie, a soul contract that needs to be altered, severed, released. And a lot of this is can be easily done. Like, we don't have to actually do a ritual, though there's nothing wrong with rituals. You can write a letter, you can burn it, you can say a direct, heartful, intentional prayer, you can do a meditation on it. My Possess Your Spirit membership has a ton of resources on cord cuttings, soul contract, reworking this through the Akashic records, learning how to open up your own Akashic records, numerous of self-guided meditations on various topics within the Akashic records for you to implement it in your own life. And so a lot of these resources can help you, but it's asking for help and allowing yourself to receive help and moving out of the way so that the divine forces can help you. And you are covered with love. If you are feeling water signs at any point in your life where it's like, I'm not getting what I need, or I don't have what I need, or I don't feel like I feel like I've been doing too much and it's not showing up, this is a sign that it's here. It's here, whether it be the relationship, the job, the physique, the mindset, the harmony, the peace, the balance, the purpose. The Lovers is kind of, it's like, I don't know, it's like God, Goddess is bringing you together, saying it's already here. You just kind of have to get it out of your own way for us to bring the elements together for you, right? The mind, as you play an active participant in co-creating with Source, the mind will play tricks and be like, I want this. No, actually, I want this. No, actually, I want this. Oh, here's a scenario that doesn't exist that I'm making up. Let's put that in there Let's fog up the soul. Let's fog up the spirit so you forget what it is you actually want. And so it's like putting a GPS, it's like putting an address in the GPS and being like, actually, we got to make this stop here first. Actually, we're going to go here first. Actually, we're going to go. It's going to take you a longer time to get to the destination if your mind is not clear and is fogged. And right now, they're showing two separations between the mind and the heart. Could be in relationships, could be in your own self, could be in all things. But again, this is telling us that you're on the right path. This is telling us you've been doing the right things. Queen of Cups. So water signs, for this week, I would suggest that you indulge in a lot of luxury, in whatever luxury means to you. I think I was watching something on YouTube where this lady was talking about a dopamine toolkit. And this is a toolkit that you can rely on to feel good whenever you feel out of alignment. And a dopamine toolkit could be like your top 3 favorite books, your top 3 favorite albums, your favorite snacks, your favorite foods, your favorite place to go to, your favorite outfit, things that you can kind of fall back on when you feel out of alignment that are going to give you a dopamine kick, that are going to make you feel good. Queen of Cups is embodying that sort of self-sovereignty, that sort of self-possession where she realizes herself, where she puts herself first, where she minds her own business, and therefore the business that she invests in, the energy that she invests herself in to herself is helping her thrive. And right now that's talking about the world of sensuality. It's talking about the world of pleasure. It's talking about the world of luxury. It's talking about building your own dopamine toolkit. What would be in your own dopamine toolkit? What are 3 things you can do this week that are feel-good activities that make you feel in alignment with your spirit? What are 5 things you can celebrate about yourself daily? Okay, you could pause this video and just even say, these are 5 things I'm celebrating about my life right now. Like, I'm bigging up myself for taking the time to even watch this video, which is like a self-investment for me, for whatever, you know. Queen of Cups doesn't need to leave the throne because she or they create from this internal world of emotion. They create from their desires, right? I really get into a lot of this pleasure, sensual, luxury, easeful work in my mini course, The Art of Sensuality. And I'll just tag it down below if you guys are interested in grabbing that for yourself. But there are massive tutorials, toolkits, and teachings, channel teachings there that have helped me embody more of a sensual, luxurious life, and transitioning from a life of resistance, closed heart, masculine way of operating in the world to a more feminine, easeful, abundant, luxurious, pleasurable, and sensual way. And that is what the Queen of Cups is about right now. I also do think that it's not a time for you to kiki with a lot of people so much, unless it's deep people that like are of the same mind, that share the same agenda, that are of the same soul, you know, soul family. So if you got that and you're feeling resonant with them, go ahead. But other than that, the Queen of Cups is like, go ahead, pour yourself, make yourself a nice, delicious latte in the morning, put on some fuzzy slippers, create a foot bath or a foot soak, scrub your feet, give yourself a nice massage, or put on some a yummy perfume, play some nice jazz, go buy yourself some beautiful flowers, go buy yourself some crystals, give yourself a nice crystal cleansing, make yourself a nice beautiful bath, wear some beautiful fabrics, you know, do a Pinterest board of your next up-leveled level, right? Your next bare minimum, which you should listen to fire signs because I talk about this a lot. But I really feel like Yeah, this is not a time for you to be the healer. This is the time for you to receive the healing. Just open yourself up to just set that intention. I am open to receive divine healing in the way that it needs to come, in an easeful, pleasurable way. And just be open to that. Like, you might find something on YouTube. You might, a book might fall into your lap. You might think of something that you need to do for yourself, right? You might meet someone that has some sort of wisdom for you. Just stay open to that. There's some inheritance coming to you. Okay, you got the inheritance card from this oracle deck, and you're very psychic, you're very perceptive at this time. I think in the clearing of this resistance, in the clearing of this mental fog, new gifts will be revealed to you. New abundance that is owed to you, that has been trying to make its way through to you, but the GPS was too freaking clogged up. It'll make its way through to you faster. You're getting the card patience, right? Being patient with yourself, but also patient is just, how can I practice being deeply present with all possibilities in the present moment, knowing that in every moment I'm getting the medicine that I need, I'm getting the healing that I need, and I am opening myself up to the healing that is going to transform me, right? So, next up, earth signs. Earth, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Your fortune chronicles for this week. Great Spirit, what is it that you want to tell earth signs? What is their medicine for this week? Earth signs. So I'm just going to say, so it seems earth signs, you're getting a calling, you're getting a mission from, and calling represents different things for different people. But when I use it, it is like a divine mission, a divine gift. And it's going to cause you to be a little bit different than everybody else. It's going to cause you to see what is in alignment and what is not in alignment in your own life. How you're out of alignment and what path you need to go on. And this path could be a little, not isolating, but different from more common people. So I just want to say, like, you might feel sane and you might look at everybody like they're insane. You know, the commoners, the muggles. You might be like, oh, this person's insane. I'm the Lulu, but I'm going on my own path. I've received clarity. I've received my spiritual downloads. I've received my spiritual exercises. I've received my calling. I know where to go. I know what to do. I know what my next steps are. And for some of you earth signs, that might mean changing the people you hang out with, changing your routines, changing your habits, changing the food that you eat, changing the books that you read, changing the social media that you follow, changing your lifestyle in many ways, right? Or maybe even changing your spiritual beliefs. I do feel that there is a lot of, one, this is the gift that is being given to you, and the gift may be perceived in different ways. So the gift may be an actual physical gift. It could be an energetic gift. It could be something that you remember that you've forgotten for quite some time, something that you're finally owning up for yourself. It could be finances too, or a little bit of everything. But I do feel like it kind of sets you apart from the people that you are surrounded by now. And it's kind of giving the alchemist, I need to go on my own adventure. Wheel of Fortune, choose your own adventure. This would be a phenomenal week for you to kind of just, I don't want to say be in your Aries bag, but be in the fiery bag where it's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what I'm going to set out to do. I said I was going to do this, and I'm actually going to follow up with the steps in doing it. You guys have a much more grounded support. You're infinitely grounded from source. So even if you feel like you don't have the money, you don't have the resources, it will appear from thin air. You just need to get started, okay? You're going to need to get started, and you will get supported along the way. There's an unpredictability to the Wheel of Fortune that is also akin to fate. So this is a very fated timeline for you. Earth signs, a very fated week. Pay attention to the people that you meet, what you listen to, what you decide you're going to move forward on, what you decide is no longer a standard in your life, right? This is kind of giving a hermetic pilgrimage, voyage. Like if you guys feel inclined to book a retreat, whether it's a solo retreat or maybe a spiritual retreat, this could be a good time to do that. Visiting someone in a faraway place, traveling to see someone, a close friend, that could be a time. As things are exiting your life, things are also entering your life. So what you seek is also seeking you. And I really do feel like you're in some sort of emotional purge that is making space for the abundance that's been wanting to take up in your life. So it could be, I've always wanted to have a family, or I've always wanted to get married. I've always wanted to have this certain lifestyle. I always wanted to look like this. And energetic, emotional blockage has been taking the place of that desire. And now I think you're starting to see with new lens or a new understanding what those place points are, and moving them out of the way or clearing them, and the abundance that is rightfully yours, that you are now ready to receive, you are now worthy, you feel yourself worthy and ready to receive, can take its place. A lot of this may even look like some sort of psychedelic trip or epiphany that is had through a hiking trip, an international trip, a walking experience, even like a walking meditation, or might not even be actual psychedelics. It could be breath work or some sort of activity that is like an outer body activity. But I would not, with the Wheel of Fortune, everything is happening for a reason. Every person that you're meeting, every turn that you're taking, every book, video that you're encountering, this is giving you direction. I would, earth signs, if you know how to open up your Akashic records, I would dive in and play with the Akashic records, your own Akashic records, see what is being revealed to you at this time. If you guys don't know how to open up your Akashic records, I have a lot of resources in my Possess Your Spirit membership, link down below, where I've hosted a lot of serpentine sessions, which are self-guided Akashic record meditations. We open up the records together. There are recordings of these meditations that you can follow. And there are a plethora of things you can do in the quantum field, the Akashic records, from reading future potentials, getting clarity on purpose, downloading your next work of art, healing, timeline jumping, quantum healing, readings, working with intergalactic stellar beings, so many things. So I cannot tell you what it is that you need to look in your Akashic records. I think that's going to be revealed to you when you open that up for yourself. But it is kind of giving some sort of quantum, outer body, create my own reality, I'm ready. We're all like embarking, every one of these signs, and I do implore you, Earth, and any other sign that's watching this to just watch the whole video, because there seems to be like this congruent linear theme of everyone kind of going to this next level, that it seems outer worldly. It's not outer worldly, it is the norm, but it's been suppressed. This information has been suppressed and kept from us for so long that now we have to call it new age. We have to call it woo-woo when it's anything but the standard of what our ancestors lived their lives by, right? And so normalize that. Normalize being familiar with your multidimensional selves, navigating the quantum, healing from the quantum, manifesting in the quantum, clearing things from the quantum. That is your role. And also accepting the gifts that are here for you, that lay in front of your face, that are right here for you, but you may think it's so distant, it's so far, it's not here yet. You need to get out of the timeline of lack, where it's not here, to the timeline of I already have it. I don't believe I'm going to get it. I know I already have it, right? And so maybe that's what the work in the Akashic Records is going to help you do. Or you've got some sort of downloads there for you with that. Your Oracle card, my old puppy ate it, but this is appreciation. So what may help you close the gap from where you're at now to where you want to be in terms of quantum desires and manifestations is appreciation, right? It's simple as that. Gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this air. I'm so grateful for an able body. I'm so grateful that I have YouTube to watch. I'm so grateful for the guidance I'm receiving right now. I'm so grateful for the water that I'm able to drink, whatever. But also gratitude for what is to come in the future. I'm so grateful for generating this amount of income. I'm so grateful for this nice luxurious trip. I'm so grateful for my loving partner. I'm so grateful for the harmony and bliss in my family. I'm so grateful to get ideas at the speed of light that are inspiring and changing other people's lives. I'm so grateful to be in a flow of ease and happiness at work where it doesn't even feel like I'm working. I'm so grateful for, just keep on going. And it's also manifesting that into the ethers, because then you're automatically jumping into the timeline of the thing that you're grateful for. You just need to stick with it consistently. Okay, and last but not least, air signs. Air signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus, your fortune chronicle for this week, Great Spirit. What do air signs need to be made aware of? What do they need to pay attention to? What is their wisdom for this week? Okay. Let me see. This is a week to take action. This is a week not to stay stagnant, you can rest if you need to rest, but I feel like this is a week you're gonna get the green light to go. Like maybe some of you air signs have not been confident in the pursuit of the thing that you desire, or you felt like it was not the right time to go launch something, go after something, make moves on something. But you're getting the Knight of Swords, and so this is an influx of energy. This is like you're feeling the energy of change. You're feeling the energy of desire. You're feeling the energy of seduction. And I even think you got that sort of energy here, right? The Oracle card is of seduction and of rebellion, meaning I'm gonna rebel over what the status quo tells me is what I need to do, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm no longer staying here with the Four of Pentacles in my comfort zone. So I really do feel like this is a time you can establish a safe place for yourself, right? Whether it's in any aspect of your life, like it's a time to go past your comfort zone, but you can do it in a safe place. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. There's nothing about this that says, oh my God, it is dangerous. Oh my God, it's not going to yield the results I want. It's taking charge of something that you're saying almost like enough is enough, or this area of my life is too stagnant. I'm now ready to make moves here. And it's something that is going to bring you deep, deep healing. It might even bring you healing in your childhood, right? So it almost feels like there's past life healing. There is healing in this current timeline, but of your past within this current timeline and within past timelines. There is like massive healing through this sort of action. And that could be like, I was too afraid to speak up for myself, or I was too afraid to write that book or to start that thing, or I always wanted to do this as a kid and I never did it, or I nobody ever listened to me as a kid and now I'm ready to speak my truth or tell that family member how I feel. So it is like this outburst of energy in a positive, progressive way. And I really do feel like you're going to get your flowers for it. I feel like there's like the big you being up the little you. And maybe this burst of action is like, no, I need to protect my inner child. Whatever's going on in your life right now, whatever this inspired action is, it's like to bring honor and flowers to my inner child, which could be healing your current life from childhood, could be healing your past life. Right? And it could be something as small as like, I'm launching that business. I'm leaving that relationship. I'm limiting my access to my parents. I'm deciding to move to this country, which has always came to me as a child. I am standing up for myself at work with my colleagues. You know, I'm putting out this work of art or this personal expression. It could be a book, a poem, a video that is not only healing me, but it's healing other people as well. That is another factor, is that it could be massive healing for other people in and through this personal action for yourself, air signs. So you need to be mindful of when you're holding too much to yourself. There is a time where you need to pause and wait for the right moment. And there is such a thing where you're just too scared and you don't want to make a move. Again, you're coming upon times where you're getting the green light to make a move. I would say that the date for this is actually more around November 1st and onward. With this new moon in Scorpio, if I'm not mistaken, you might have the downloads of what steps to take, when to take them, how to take them, or just the energy to like, I feel confident, I feel ready to take charge, to rebel. To rebel against the identity I have formed and accepted for myself. You could be breaking out some sort of identity pattern you've established in your childhood. Like let's say like you didn't like being called up for class, and you just then decided, I'm a shy person. I'm just a shy person. No, it doesn't mean you're a shy person, but that sort of program has been embedded in you since childhood, where it's now sabotaging other areas of your life. I don't want to go up to this person that I really like because I'm a shy person. I don't want to ask for that raise in my job because I'm a shy person. This person's going to shit all over me verbally, but I don't want to speak up for myself because I'm a shy person. You see how it reverberates or something, echoes through other aspects of your life. So I really do feel like there is a breakthrough in that. It may not be that specifically. Obviously, that was just an example, but I feel like there is a breakthrough in where you're getting to manipulate your own reality. Watch all the signs, air signs, okay? You're getting to manipulate your own reality. You're getting to say, I make the rules. And it could be just like a massive, massive identity shift. Who am I? Did I agree to this religion? Did I agree to this rules? Who said I need to go to school for 4 years? Who said I need to get married and have these kids? Who said I needed to live here? Who said I needed to abide by a 9x5? Who said I needed to do this in my business? It could be just a lot coming up, but in a fun way. Let your actions reflect the energy of your desires now, and who you'd like to be, and the new rules. It's about establishing your rules that are authentic to you, air signs. So thank you guys so much for watching this. This was a Kiki. As per usual, if you feel inspired to work with me further, I have several resources down below teaching you Akashic records, other tutorials in my Possess Your Spirit membership, so on and so forth. But I will see y'all next week. Peace.